Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey guys, Monique Christine here, and welcome back to my Intro to Yin, the Asanas series, in which I break down the individual Yin yoga postures for you, providing you guys with a nice strong foundation, should you choose to create your own flows, or if you want to flow along with me. In this video, we're going to get to butterfly pose. I really like this pose. This is a good way to stretch the lower back without needing loose hamstrings. If the legs are straighter and the feet further away from the groin, then you will feel the stretch more in the hamstrings. However, if you bring the feet in closer to the groin, then you'll feel the stretch more in the adductor muscles. This stretch is really good for the kidneys and the prostate, and it's highly recommended for people suffering from urinary problems. It helps remove heaviness in the testicles, and it helps to regulate periods. It helps to make sure that your ovaries are functioning properly, and it even helps make childbirth easier. Fertility winner, right? A couple of notes of caution with this pose: it can aggravate sciatica. So if you suffer from sciatica, what you want to do is you want to grab a cushion to sit on to elevate your hips so that they're above your knees. And this is my Yoga Zafu. Nice round cushion, and boom, just like that, my hips are above my knees. And what this does is it helps to tilt the pelvis forward. It helps to rotate those hips forward. You want to watch out. Let's see if you guys can see. Right now my hips are going forward. You want to watch out for your hips rotating backward while we're sitting. That's not what we want to do, okay? So we want them to be coming forward. If you have lower back issues, if you have issues with your back where you're not supposed to like bend your back, then don't bend your back. What? Instead, in this pose, we want to round the back, okay? But if you're not supposed to, then you can either keep the back as flat as possible, or you can do this posture laying on your back. And we would just lie down with the feet in a diamond, and we would just hold the feet in a diamond, okay? Or you could grab some wall with your feet in butterfly, okay? So your back is safe. So you do have options here. Also, you guys like that? Also, if you have whiplash or a reverse curvature of the neck, then don't let the neck hang down, okay? What you can do, you can grab a yoga block. Sorry, I do not have one here with me in this moment. But you can grab a yoga block or really anything. You could use a bolster. You can kind of angle it to find whatever height you need, okay? Excuse me, or you can actually use a block. Or you could use your hands, okay? So, this pose, it's similar to Baddha Konasana for those of you who do practice yoga, especially more yang styles of yoga. But the difference with butterfly, in Baddha Konasana, You want to keep the feet in closer to the groin, and you want to keep the back straight. But in butterfly, we want the feet a little further away. We want more of a diamond with our legs, and we want the spine to round. What we're working is the hips and the lower spine in this pose, okay? So to come in, just be in a simple seated position. Check those hips, make sure that they are rotating forward, yes. Sits bones are nice and comfy, ready to rock. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and slide them out. Like I said, the further you go, the more it'll work your hamstrings, but depending on the flexibility in your hips, this could create a little problem under the knees. So you have a couple of options. You can throw a cushion or blocks or blankets under the knees, or you can slide the feet in a little bit. And you'll just take that nice deep breath in and allow yourself to fall forward, rounding that spine, and let your head hang down towards your feet. What to do with the hands? It's really up to you. You can hold the feet, you can hold the ankles, you can put the hands on the floor stretched out in front of you. You can have them behind you. It really is up to you. Breathing deeply into the posture, breathing into those hips. Nice, fresh oxygen circulating in those hip joints, and breathing out all tension and toxins and stale energy. And this is a typical yin posture, meaning that we will hold this 3 to 5 minutes or even longer, depending on your personal goals. You have plenty of time to come deep into the pose. There's no need to rush. We're not pulling ourselves. We're not straining. We're just letting gravity do all the work. If this bugs you, this is where you could put a block to rest your head on. You could have a bolster coming across the coming across the legs for the chest. You could still have those supports under the knees. You could even put blocks under the knees. You can be as supported as you need. Remember, in yin yoga, the goal is to relax. We need to relax the muscles so that we're able to get to the deeper tissues, the joints, the ligaments, the connective tissue, the fascia. If anything starts to come up for you emotionally, just return to the breath. The breath is the grounding force.
Remembering to do our full body scans, making sure there's no tension, stress, or tightness anywhere. If your legs are tight, focus your breathing on your legs. Envision yourself breathing into the joints. Clean, fresh air, and exhaling all the toxins and stagnant energy. Finding that comfortable edge, the Goldilocks position, where it's just right. Not too deep, not too shallow, just right. Uncomfortable, never painful, never ever ever painful. Tingling is a sign of compression. Readjust yourself. Do not continue to compress. Relax the shoulders. To come out of this pose, simply walk the hands back. Slowly roll up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. You may feel extremely fragile. Coming out of this pose, you may hear and feel a couple of pops. It's okay. One thing that we want to do before straightening those legs out all the way, we're going to go ahead and lean back onto our elbows to release the hips first, and then go ahead and straighten. Beautiful. Go ahead and give them a little shake. Come back to a seated position. You can bend the knees here if you want. It's totally up to you. I just need you to sit with your hips forward so that you can arch back. Just a nice little seated back bend. Open the chest, the heart. Breathe deeply. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. If you want, you could come into some seated twists too. It's totally up to you. But yeah, that, my loves, is butterfly
It's a very deep pose. I have been known to cry in butterfly, so, you know, just don't judge yourself if anything comes up. If your breathing starts to get weird, very shallow, you start to feel uncomfortable, just come back to the breath. Remind yourself that you're safe, that you're where you're supposed to be, that what you're doing is good for you. And just continue to breathe. Let whatever it is bubble up and bubble out and let it go. It's not your job to clean it up. Just let it go. Okay. We are loosening up stagnant and stale energy. So we're never, ever, ever judging anything in our practice. We're not judging our feelings, our thoughts, our tensions, our flexibility. None of that. It's the judgment-free zone, right? All right, my loves. Well, thank you for joining me for Butterfly, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.